in the early 60s, there wasn't a whole lot about coaching. A coach was somebody who dealt with basketball and football and things. There wasn't this concept of coaching that we have in today's world. So what we thought of as coaching was kind of unheard of, and it was a little bit different from what everybody else knew. What would help you become a really good communicator? That's what speech communication coaching is all about, and that's what speech coaches do. When you're coaching in the most senior levels of an organization, what do we hear? How do I be the best communicator I need to be? I need to be. I must be. When you're in those kind of senior positions, it's difficult for other folks to give you feedback sometimes. A good coach is able to tell the emperor about his new clothes. When you look at great communicators like currently Barack Obama or Bill Clinton or Ronald Reagan when he was here, or Ahmadinejad even in Iran, Margaret Thatcher when she was in England. When you look at some of these great speakers and communicators, how did they do it? You have got to have the people skills, the communication skills, and for some CEOs, from some head of countries or companies, the ability to communicate effectively is more important than having the knowledge of how the government runs, even in some cases. One of the most important elements of being successful trainers, which is what we are, what we do, is recognizing the unique differences to each and every person we deal with. So the psychology of a coach, the training, literally the education and training and experience of a coach, of a trainer, became extremely important to the learner, not to the coach. You had to know it so that they could benefit by it. We're often asked, because we work in so many countries around the world, we're often asked, how can an American company come into my country and teach communication? It's a good question. It's a legitimate question. The answer is communication is communication. There's the basic qualities of human nature. Whether you're in Abu Dhabi or you're in Abilene, people get nervous about speaking in front of a group. Motivating your team, that's important whether you're in Malaysia or Milwaukee. Even though we recognize the individualism of companies and people, there is one answer that is helpful to every organization. And that is, I would advise the heads of those organizations to create a culture of communication. That's a culture in which every employee, every teammate, every person on the payroll, who's not on the payroll even, volunteers, have the same sense of confidence in their ability to communicate with every other member of the organization. It's openness. It's the ability to stimulate people to express opinions, to ask questions. If you can create this kind of a communication culture, people feel more productive at meetings. In fact, there's less meetings because meetings become more productive. People who represent the company at meetings and conferences become much more effective as presenters. Leaders become much more dynamic in the motivating and inspiring they have to do with their team. This is a culture of communication, and in some organizations, that's what we do. We are asked to come in and help create that culture of communication.